Hello. Hello. Hi, this is JT. um, yeah, it's been a while. Uh, and I thought I would start by sort of saying why it's been a while. Um, September, I think, bleh. Okay, let's start by saying why it's been a while. Um, so August was quite nice. We were able to go to France on a holiday, which we hadn't been abroad for a long time. Oh, by the way, this is the link on my tripod. I hope it's not um, uh, distracting. um, I should cover it up like a Victorian. Um, anyway, so we went to France and it was amazing. We came back. I went back to work. And sort of in early September for about 2 weeks, I had what I can only sort of describe as a crash. Um, I've talked about it before, but sort of almost this time last year, I started therapy. I was in therapy for until I guess April, May. And it was very useful, and I did it in conjunction with tarot. I learnt, I found that tarot supporting the work that I was doing in therapy was really very good. And I've continued that, and like I say, it's been very good. But then I was kind of tested, I guess, for the first time. um and I had this massive, I said crash before. It felt like all the work I've been doing on my self-esteem, on my feelings of self-worth, um, just evaporated. Um, I'm all right. I'm all right. And I was all right at the time. And I wouldn't say that this is the lowest point I've ever been in my life. But I think part of my problem is that I've always found it very difficult to ask for help. Um, and I probably should have been asking for help. Um, I I'm very lucky in that I love my job. I love the people I work with, and I happen to work for a, a company that does take very good care of its employees. We have a mental a mental health phone line that we can reach out to, which I think I will do that. Even though I'm feeling on a much more even keel now. So all of this is like brilliant. I have a very supportive manager as well. I mean, I'm sure if I had mentioned what I was going through to her, she would have completely understood. The fact is, I didn't, and this is my problem. Like I say, I find it very difficult to ask for help. Um, what I so what I do and what is not useful is that I catastrophize about things. Like, I guess growing up in the sort of chaotic way I did, with a lot of sort of like chaotic events happening, it kind of made me feel better if I thought about the worst thing that could even possibly happen and sort of like prepare for it. That whole thing, prepare for the worst, hope for the best. Except I was preparing for the worst without the hope in it. And I know this, and I've heard it said, that catastrophizing is basically the way to relive a bad event, twice. Once before it happens and once as it happens. And if the event doesn't happen, then why have you done it in the first place? I mean, and I know this, but I had slipped into old ways of thinking and spiraling down into like quite a depressive, anxious mess, where I was finding it very difficult to concentrate on work. I was finding it very difficult to concentrate on the things that give me pleasure. Um, the things I enjoy, like reading a book, was out of the question. Um, and the other thing that has given me a lot of help over the last year, tarot. I just, it's not that I stopped reading altogether. Like, I do a sort of a 3 card reading with the Aquarian tarot every day when I go before I go to work, just a sort of energy help hindrance kind of thing. And I was still doing that, and it was still great, it's still useful. Um, but in terms of, like really getting deep with the tarot, I, I just I just I just kind of stopped. It's not that I wasn't playing with the cards. In fact, I will show you some things I've done with the cards later. And I was watching, quite a lot of Tarot Tube, which was great, and wonderful. Um, but I just wasn't doing the things that would have helped me. That sort of different perspective that tarot can give you. So yeah, so it was a tough couple of weeks that I don't know. I think I ended up feeling better, partly because um I I, I don't know what happened, why I started feeling better. I guess I just anyway. I did feel better. It sort of came and went. Maybe because of things that I had been catastrophizing about. What I was catastrophizing about was like being fired from my job, which, there's no, that wasn't going to happen. And um, the reasons why I was thinking I was being fired, but basically being made redundant, I should say, were things that were happening in the general economy. So I was, I think if you're in the UK, you know what I mean. You're probably, feeling a little bit as I'm feeling, like quite nervous about the next 6 months, and energy prices rising, all of this kind of stuff. Like, I'm not going to get into it. If you're not in the UK, maybe you've seen that we are in a bit of a state at the moment. Um, I'm laughing about it now, but I was very worried about it. And then and then that sort of like, I thought, well, maybe they'll have to lay people off, and like, would they lay me off, and blah 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 blah. And I'm sort of I'm sort of joking about it now. I don't kind of want to, um, I guess, diminish how this kind of type of feeling was actually hurting my life and stressing me out and making me a less patient parent, um making me less patient with my partner. Yeah, anyway, it's I'm back on board. um anyway, so that's it. I would like I would like to think that next time I experience something like this, and like I say, I'm going to ring up this helpline at work. I'm going to see if there's any sort of like support I can get so this doesn't happen again, because it was quite a big crash for me. Um, I do want to sort of be a bit more proactive, I guess, in trying to get out of the state that I was in, and use tarot more. I mean, what the thing that I was doing, which didn't help really, was almost self-medicating with bad TV. And I like TV, like good TV, and I don't even mean like, I wouldn't say my taste is like really amazing, but stuff that you really enjoy, rather than just turning on the TV and watching. I mean, we were watching this kind of. I mean, my husband really liked it, but I found it quite boring. It was this BBC um, drama called The Capture. Um, yeah, and I just found it a bit tedious. And like, what I could have done was just got off the sofa, gone upstairs, and done a bit of tarot. But I was I just sort of like sat there. So anyway, anyway, I don't want to be too hard on myself as well. It's probably what I needed, just some, something turn off my brain a little bit. Um, though, there was one TV show that I sort of started watching that I enjoyed. I absolutely enjoyed it thoroughly. Wasn't expecting to like it at all. Absolutely loved it. And I haven't got that far into it. So I hope it doesn't turn out to be pants. But The Witcher, it's really good. At least what I've watched of it. I'm really enjoying it. And I was like, it's not really the kind of thing my husband likes to watch. So, but it's great. Anyway, you say so TV watching when it's something like that is brilliant, isn't it? But when it's something that you can't be bothered, it does for me. It makes me feel a bit. What am I doing? What am I doing with my life? Uh, anyway, I'm going to try and stop there because there were some very good things that happened in September. Um, and one of the very good things that happened is we went to Glastonbury for the autumnal equinox, and it was amazing, and I loved it, and I want to move there, and we can't, but it would be amazing. I loved it. I'm going to hopefully, going to be doing some editing wizardry, and you might see some photos. I hope so. Of the tour and of the abbey. So we went up to the tour on the day of the equinox, and it's amazing how far you can see. You can see out to Wales. It was just a most beautiful day as well. Very clear, just beautiful, beautiful weather. We were very lucky, and yeah, just the tour itself is just the mountain is impressive. The tower up there. Oh gosh, I'm sorry. I'm not. I don't actually know. But that was really beautiful. I guess. Yeah, you can sort of see how important this piece of landscape would have been to excuse me, to the people who lived there in sort of ancient times. It's just glorious. And we went to the Abbey, which was again just, you know, incredible. I think I had assumed that the Abbey was going to be some way outside of Glastonbury, but it's really quite close to the centre of town, and I mean, it's so beautiful. The ruins are so well preserved. Um, and it was quite moving. The energy there is really something else. We were there not on midsummer. We went about a day or so later, and around about in the sort of main part of what had been the Abbey, I guess, and where it is said King Arthur's tomb was. There were a couple of people just sort of very quietly, very gently performing their own sort of personal rituals, and that was sort of really lovely. It was nice that there was this kind of atmosphere where that kind of thing was seen as natural, and you know, no one was really batting an eyelid except for me. I guess I, I guess I noticed it. And it was just lovely. The other thing that was there that was really nice was there was a very small sort of Viking reenactment going on. So we talked to some of the people there, and yeah, and that was lovely. So we had a brilliant time in Glastonbury. My daughter loved it. Um, I would go there again in a shot. Um, I don't drive, so my husband drives, but I don't drive, so I might have to see about how long. I think it'll be quite a long time from where I live to Glastonbury. Is probably not so far by car, but by train, I think it might be complicated. Anyway, so Glastonbury was great. And I have some things to show from Glastonbury. First of all, I mean, we found it in a shop, and it's the world's most beautiful padlock. Um, it's got this little fin here that hides the keyhole. Um, I mean, we were talking about it, and my husband said, this is probably, if the thing he wants to lock up is like much less attractive than the lock itself. It's just one of those sort of like, uh, this is the key. So it's got two keys. Look at that, just amazing. It's from India. And you've got this sort of, so you put it in there, and on the side there's an eye. Twist it round, and there you go. The lock comes off. Yeah, it's just I don't know. I might link it below if I can find it, but not so long ago there was something about how design for just the normal sort of fixtures and fittings in our homes, our places of work, has become really sort of utilitarian and ugly. And when you see something like this that has just been crafted, I mean, I don't even know if it's been crafted by hand, but it feels like whoever made it designed it with love. It was designed with a great deal of care and thought and attention, even if that process may not have been handmade, even if that process was mechanical or industrialized. There's something about it that is just so very nice. Anyway, so we got that, and I want to show you that because I think it's great. I just love the keys. The keys are so nice. I got some incense. I got went to this place called Star Child. I've got this can you see that? That's water, natural incense. It's really nice. And this is beautiful. This is Isis natural incense. And this one's got rose petals. Oh, it smells really beautiful. And I got the other one I got was the moon. But that's on the other side of the room, so I won't show that to you. And on the Sunday there was a witches' market in the town hall, and yeah, so I got a couple of decks and a book that I would like to show you. So here is the deck I got. So this is from Naomi Cornock, who is an artist. I think she lives close by. I don't actually know. This is the Old Ways Magic Oracle that I first saw on Martin's channel. And it is beautiful. It's big. It's really big in size. If you I think I saw Meg show it actually. It is big. But I think I love it for being big. Those are the backs. This is the little guidebook. Very nice guidebook. Yeah, so how are we going for? Okay, so these are the cards. The art is beautiful. It's rich. There's so much to see in it. And it was so lovely to buy from the actual creator rather than through an online transaction. It was really nice. And I only spoke to her for a few minutes, but she seems incredibly lovely, and I'm really pleased to support this. She also had this, I'm kind of kicking myself that I didn't get it now, but she had some artwork which was just of a black cat with the Tor and the tower on the Tor sort of behind it. We have two black cats and one tortoiseshell cat, and I just think it looked like one of our cats. We should have got that. We should have got that picture. This is Battle Ready. Amazing. Sovereignty. I feel like I can get lost in in this artwork. Very, and there's sort of an edge to it as well. Farsight. I mean, yeah, I I love this. I haven't really worked with it yet. I haven't really had the time, but I'm very much looking forward to it. Um, anyway, so that was oh my goodness. I mean, that is so beautiful. Um, yeah. So that is the Old Ways Magic Oracle. I think it's beautiful. I would recommend it. The next one I got was again from the creators, although the person it's a deck and book set, kind of, I would say. Oh, excuse me. Okay. So the book is this. It's Reclaim Your Dark Goddess, and I was looking for something like this. Couldn't really find it, so it was great to see it at the fair. And this is a really interesting look at about 10 or 11 dark goddesses. So you've got Gaia here, Fortuna. It's sort of, you've got Baba Yaga, which is fantastic. Do you see that picture all right? Baba Yaga. So here is the origin, other names, goddess associated with Baba Yaga, which is Kali, symbols, themes, lessons. What I thought was really interesting in each of these goddess sort of, it goes into quite a lot of depth. So there's things here like, where are we? Oh, maybe I've lost it. Tells you about clues about where she might leave clues to her presence. Oh, here we go. It's got a bit here, and it does this with all of the goddesses I've seen, about why you may have subconsciously called in Baba Yaga. So you may have subconsciously called in Baba Yaga on a soul level when you wish to be more spiritual and magical, to be a better version of yourself, for a new start, for independence. You may have unwittingly called in Baba Yaga when she heard you complain that your life was dull and boring, express desires for excitement and adventure, ask for abundance, financial help and security, secretly wish for a new relationship, career, or any life changer, hope not to lose all that you hold dear, rely on the help and opinions of others, become clinging, fall into victimhood. Turn to Baba Yaga when you wish for change, for improvement in your life, to better yourself, to be in control of all areas of your life, to be self-sufficient, to make decisions. And that's super cool, I think. I haven't really delved deeply into this book. There's the Morrigan. But yeah, I think it looks quite deep and rich, and especially for someone like me who's sort of exploring this, I really want to sort of do some work with deities, and this just looks like it's come at exactly the right time for me, so I'm really excited about that. There is a deck connected with it, although so this deals with about in depth with about, oh, let's see, I can tell you. So we've got Gaia, Fortuna, Baba Yaga, Fuanak, Hal, Shelinagig, Kiradwin, Maeve, the Morrigan, the Kalich, Ani Meteor. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it's got 11 dark goddesses that it goes in depth into. The deck, which is this one, oh, it's quite, here we go, is that better? Is has about 48, yes, it has 48 other, different 48 goddesses, including the 11. It's written by the same person who's written the book and the has been written by the same person who wrote Reclaiming Dark Goddess, and I think as well as someone called Barbara Meikle-John Free, and I think I met her um, at the fair, and it's been designed by Kate Osborne. I'm going to say that the image, the way that it's so this isn't my style. However, what I like about this, Baba Yaga looks quite a lot younger. I mean, if you look at her here and you look in the book, she looks quite a lot more younger and more glamorous than what we see here. Hang on a moment. Here she is. So that is the Oracle deck, Baba Yaga, and this is the Baba Yaga image that appears in the book. So quite a lot different. I don't really mind. I think it's good to have the Shell and the Gig, Ceridwen, Maeve, the Morrigan. I think for me, it's not so much the the images in the circle. It's this bit around here that I don't particularly like. But what's great is that you've got in the book, a relatively detailed description of the cards, and that's great. And part of you'll see in the back of this book as well, it goes into other dark goddesses, and where are we? Yeah, so it'll have it has the same. So Skadi here is archetypal underdog of Norse origin. Skadi is a giant warrior goddess associated with bow hunting, winter, and mountains. She was wife first to Njord, or Fjord, so it must be Njord, and later Odin, but is most noted as being responsible for punishing Loki as atonement for his verbal and sexual abuse of the goddesses by physically scarring him and brutally killing his son. So that is hugely interesting and a good starting point to do research. If you look at Skadi here, or Skadi, sorry, I know nothing about this goddess, so it's basically the Skadi revealed is the same words here as it is in the book. So anyway, Lilith, Hene Nuitipo, so Polynesian goddess. Yeah. So so that is the dark goddess. Other things I'm not too fussed with. I like a bit of edging, but the silver gilding reminds me of the silver gilding on my edition of the Marielle. It's quite full on. It's not. It's another big deck as well. Like this is. Let's see. So transform. This is on a beautiful sort of linen cardstock as well, and this is much more sort of glossy. So yeah, this one is wider. This one is wider. This one is slightly taller, but they are both big cards. I've got average size hands, I guess. So yeah. So those are what I wanted to show you from my Glastonbury trip. And now I just wanted to show you how I've been playing with the cards a little bit. Yeah, I've got, you've noticed that I've got Outgrow Yourself here. I've also got, what else can I show you? I've got the Illuminated Earth Oracle. I've got the Hush Tarot. And I've got, leaning over again, I've got the Intuitive Night Goddess Tarot. What do these things all have in common, you may ask? Well, um, I decided that these all needed edging. Actually, what happened was that I really want to edge my volatile deck. Uh, when I have edged it before, it's like the ink just sunk into the card and wasn't that great. I decided I wanted to edge it in a gold color, but when I looked at it, the gold didn't really match up. And instead, so instead I used something else. I used the gold for the Illuminated Earth Oracle. See, I think this is such a gorgeous deck, and that sort of gold I think really matches the borders, or the sort of lines around the border of the. I mean, I'm not saying it's perfect, but I really just like how it made me connect with the deck while I was doing this. Yeah, that was great. I think that looks great. There we go. I also edged in gold the Hush Tarot. I don't know if I've talked about the Hush Tarot. I've seen quite a lot of people change the, I think it was Julie Peekaboo Rose changed, some of the, changed the names in some of the images. I think this looks pretty good too in the gold as well. Again, it's got that border. Again, I think it looks pretty good. For me, it's been working really well. I have had I have had some pretty strong readings with this deck. Yeah, I mean I really like it. So yeah, I like it. I like it. I was quite surprised by how much I liked it actually. Yeah. So that's I did so that's two decks I did. The other deck I did, which I think looks really, really good, and it feels a lot more finished, and I just feel like it should have been done this way to begin with. I just used black on and it looks so good. I mean, I just feel like I'm really happy with how that turned out. It feels more finished, and I really enjoyed sort of getting to know the cards a bit more. Yeah, so I'm really pleased with that one. But the one that I think turned out really well is is Outgrow Yourself. And I was thinking about, I thought maybe black, but I decided not to choose black. And the color I chose was, drum roll, yellow. And I'm in love. I mean, I didn't do a perfect job. I mean, you can see, it's leaked over to the side. I don't care. I actually like that it's imperfect. It just, I mean, I love yellow anyway. I love that sort of acidy yellow. I'm just so pleased with it. The pens I use, this is the yellow one, but they were all the same brand. So it's the Zila acrylic paint pen, and yeah, I'm thrilled. I'm absolutely thrilled with how this turned out. It just I don't know. I love yellow so much, and I thought that this is a deck that's kind of confrontational. Black would have been looked pretty good actually, but I thought yellow, just to give it that extra sort of I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, so that's about it for me. Thanks very much for listening. I hope it hasn't I hope I haven't been too much of a downer. Um, I'm hoping to have much more content in October. We all love October, don't we? And I'm really looking forward to it. My daughter has decided for her to dress up. She wants to dress up as a vampire cat bat. So I'm really looking forward to getting that outfit all together. It will have to be a black cat, obviously because of our love for black cats. And yeah, and there's also some other sort of cool stuff happening that I might tell you about once I'm in there. um, Thank you very much for listening. Yeah, and good tarrowing, everybody. I guess. I look forward to talking to you soon. All right. Bye.